Hello everyone, welcome back to the Power BI tutorial course. In this video, we will see that how can we actually format the tables in Power BI. In the previous video, we have already seen that how can we create a table in Power BI. Now once you have created a table using the second method that was discussed in the previous video, then only you would be able to actually format it, because in the first method you gotta simply create a table and you are not showing it to anyone else, so there is no need to just format that table. But over here the table is shown to the user, to the end user, so it is very much important that you just format it so that it looks appealing to the user and the user is actually interested in knowing that what is going on in that table or what data it contains. So let us start with the video. We have already got a table from the previous video itself where we have arranged the values on the basis of the states or province. That is, they are arranged in the ascending order on the basis of the states or province. Now we have got 4 values over here which are originally taken from a table known as orders, which is a part of our US Superstore dataset, which is downloaded from the internet. So if you want, you can just go to the internet and download any of the data sources that you like. Alright, now I have dragged 4 values, that is a state or province, and I am getting state wise sales data, state wise profit data, and state wise discount data, because these are the 4 columns that I have dragged in my values field. If you want, you can drag any number of columns, more or less, it doesn't matter. Whatever data you want to show in your table, you can simply drag it into the values column and it would be a part of your table. Alright, now this is already created table. Let us just change something. We want to just increase its text size because it is not very much visible right now because we are in the focus mode. But if we just click on back to report, then you can see it is very small, it is very tiny, we cannot see anything. Okay, so for that purpose we have this format tab and there is something called as values. If you just expand this values group, there are these different options available and all these options have a common task, that is they format the way the values are represented in our table. Alright, like we can format the font color, the background color, the alternate font color and the alternate background color. Similarly, if you just scroll down, there is something known as text size. Right now it is 10 point, but if you want, you can just increase it using these options, these arrow buttons, and I want say a text size of around 20. Let's wait for a second, and you can see that we have got now 20 for our values. But what about them? What about the headings? So there is a separate way through which we can actually change the way the headings looks and their size as well. So we would be doing it afterwards, but simply we are going to be focusing on the values right now. Alright, so if we talk about font color, so what font color do we have is black. But if you want to change your background color, right now it is white and shade of gray, but I want to use blue and its shades. Suppose this is this aqua blue that I've got, and for the alternate one I want this kind of a darker blue. Right, so yeah, these two are present, and when I'm using this I want actually to change the font color from black to white because it would be more visible. That's what I think. In the blue one, yes, that's correct. And let us just change this alternate font color to white as well. And you can see that these lists or these data is now much more visible in a better way than it was previously. So that's how you can actually change the way of how your values look, that is the font color, the background color. Then you can also choose if there must be an outline. So if you just select on frame, what would happen is you would get all the 4 sides of the outlines. But if you don't want a frame, you want only for top only, bottom only, left only, these are all pretty self-explanatory, so you can explore them for yourself. And if you want to change the font family, suppose Consolus, so yeah, it's changed over here as well. Okay, So that was all about the values, that how can you work with them. Then there is this column headers. So whatever things you did in the values, that is the same things present in the column headers as well. Like you can change the background color if you want. I want it with the lightest or the second shade darker of the blue, and the font color I want to change to say white. Yep. And then what I want to do is actually I want to change its size to say 22 points. So yeah, that's looking pretty good to me. And also you can work with the alignment, like I want center alignment, so you can just provide it with the center alignment as well. And similarly, that was for the column headers. There is another section that is known as the total section. So if you want, you can just work with total section as well. We have got this total section over here. You can control whether whether you want to show this totals column to the end user or not. If you just turn it off, then this totals column would vanish away. But if you want to show it, you can just turn it on, and everything you can change, like instead of total, I want the column heading or the heading as sum. So sum is present over here. You can change the cosmetic part, you can change the outlines, you can change the size, everything that you want. So that was for a bunch of similar options. The other things that we have is known as a grid. Like you can see right now the horizontal grid is on, but the vertical grid is off. If you can just turn on this vertical grid, it is actually now visible, but since our outlines were already there, so you cannot make it very sure. You can obviously change its color, so you can just choose a black color, and you can see that this vertical grid has changed its color to black. So that's how you can work with it. You can also increase its thickness to around say 3 points. Similarly for the horizontal grid also, you can just change its color to black. You can just increase its thickness to 3 as well, and you can see that the table is looking more clearly. Also you can just change this row padding as well, like this. Okay, and all these things for the grids. Then we have this styles option, so that is a default style, or these are actually how much or what style you want for your table. You want a minimal style, so this is a default style. Instead of just working on the cosmetic part, you can simply work with the styles. Like you can go with a minimal style, you can go with a bold header style, alternating rows, that over here contrast alternating rows. So these are all these things like flashy rows. You can just work with them as per your wish. So that is how you can manipulate a table in Power BI. You can just change how it looks or how it is used to represent the data to the end user. And as you can see, it is very simple, just like how we did it in Excel, or how can we do it in Excel. So that is all in this video. Thanks for watching.